Drive. Yeah. Catch a drive. Yeah, swerve. Why not drive? Oh.
You are now listening to the Ringside Renaissance Wrestling Podcast.
Welcome back to a new episode of Ringside Renaissance. We're here with the RRW Weekly Review for AEW. And I'm here with Pretty Deadly Jesse.
Yeah.
And I'm Andrew Combat Jones. Yeah. Click, clack.
You got a permit for that thing or what, bro?
Yeah. If I ever get a permit, consider that a license to kill. Yeah.
Combat Jones never shooting blanks.
Yeah. What's going on, Jesse? How you doing this morning? What's
Living, man. Another morning after an AEW Dynamite, so I'm excited.
Yeah. And we're straight out the dungeons of these podcasts where all these fake podcasts won't make it back. I don't know how to start this shit. Hey, yo, Jesse, begin. Yeah.
Yo, podcasters, a monkey flipping with the funky rhythm.
That I'll be kicking. Musician, flipping composition. Yeah. All right. I was going to ask you if you even, I'll be doing that. And I was like, do you even know where that's from?
Yeah, I tried not to buy into it too much, but I figured.
Okay, I'm impressed. Props. Anybody out there, look it up. Let me know in the comments. I'm quizzing y'all, motherfuckers. Yeah.
I don't know if I hit the cadence right, but I need.
Hey, you were close. I'm impressed. I
wrote a couple 16s down in my time.
Okay. Caught me off guard with that. I was like, okay, shit.
What a morning.
Right. Yeah.
If you want to hear more bars, like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah, if we may get to a certain amount of subscribers, I'm not going to say what it is. Maybe I'll release a new track or a throwback, or maybe even a collab with Pretty Deadly, aka Jestradamus and
get me in the booth.
Chronic. Yeah,
I predict that's going to be a banger.
Yeah, it was prophecy. Yeah. Jeez,
I could do a whole verse with that. That's a That's a good little gimmick.
Yeah, I like it.
So yeah, we're on the end of another week of AEW. We are here to talk about AEW. There wasn't really. I mean, I'm sure we can drag it out with the way we ramble and have fun with it, but we'd like to know what everybody thought of this past week of AEW Rampage. We don't really cover Rampage too much. It's kind of like AEW Dark. There's a few things on Collision this week, and then Dynamite we can get into,
Coming off Collision, it was hot. What we were told was MJF was going to address the crowd and address what he did to Danny Garcia, the dynamic Dick King. Yeah. His neck was broken. And his dick wasn't far behind. Pause. Yeah.
Pause. Yeah, and I'm hoping we don't, not that I'm hoping. We hope Danny Boy is okay. But
yeah,
my God, if he's off TV for a few weeks, I don't think the ratings are going to really reflect that too much,
Yeah, he's surely missed. Yeah, I just can't get that image out of my head of him getting tombstone pile drived off the top rope.
Yeah, AEW's been a lot of people have been utilizing the tombstone pile driver lately, man. It's like
I did notice
the new super kick.
Yeah,
everybody does it.
What a shame.
Now, if I wasn't mistaken, maybe I'm wrong, but I thought they were building up like a Daddy Magic MJF match this week on Dynamite, which we didn't get. But I felt like they were kind of trying to push towards that a little bit. But
yeah, nothing at all. Daddy Magic had even cut that little backstage promo after the incident, and nothing came from it. MJF just blew him off like he should. Pause. Yeah.
Pause.
Whatever.
But yeah, on Collision, MJF had a promo where he came out and explained the reason why he did what he did, and I don't think it was a good promo, don't get me wrong, but I don't think it needed to be like explained. Like,
you're just a pawn. You're
yeah.
nothing. Yeah.
And then he did like the throwback. He showed the throwback promo in the ring where he talked about, not being accepted as a kid and not wanting to let people in, and a lot of the same MJF stuff. I liked it I liked it. I'm not going to say nothing bad about it, but it was kind of, I don't know. I felt like it was kind of just like a ratings grab. Like they were like, oh, MJF's going to address this to try to grab some ratings on Saturday night. But
yeah, like there was some good new stuff kind of like sprinkled in, and then some of it was kind of like up and down for me, a little flat with it. Like it was just like a little forced. But it was still good because MJF, it was the high point, I guess.
yeah, do you feel like a lot of the stuff MJF's been doing since he's been back seems just a little forced?
Yeah, I do.
I don't know.
For the most part, like here, like I said, here and there, like sprinkled in. It's yeah. I don't know. It's interesting. I don't know if he's just trying to find like get back in the groove of things, or if like they're kind of forcing like the story and other stuff on him, or who knows? I don't know. He's got like the new gimmick, and like he's got the new black Burberry scarf, the black and purple. Yeah.
I just, and we'll talk about it when Dynamite comes up, but like it just seems like a lot of the stuff he's kind of saying and do, like his mannerisms and shit. I don't know. It just maybe because he's coming off that babyface run where he was so like over the top, like gimmicky and goofy, that like this just comes off a little bit gimmicky and goofy to me,
Yeah. And he actually got the crowd against him too, talking on Collision for sure. Like he went in on Danny Garcia, like really fucking went in on him.
Yes. Yeah.
Went in on Will Ospreay too, and also went in on the crowd. Started it again. Got a lot of boos, actually. I was surprised there was more boos than I kind of thought there would be. I was still cheering for him in my head, but at the TV I was saying "fuck you."
Yeah, and like when I was watching that promo, I thought back to what you had said last week about like he needed to turn on the crowd. Like he could turn on Daniel Garcia, he could turn on whoever, and everybody was going to cheer for him. Who he needed to turn on was the crowd, and that's what he's working right now. And
yeah,
it was okay for what it was. We're setting up JF and Will Ospreay down the line, and we're going to get it a lot sooner than I thought we were going to get it. But
yeah, or are we? I don't know, but we'll get to that.
Yes,
yeah. So big promo by MJF. Talked a lot of shit. Called out Danny Garcia. Well, put him down. Threw him off, discarded him in the garbage, and moved on to Will Ospreay. Went after him completely.
Yes. Will Ospreay is supposed to be the babyface here, but I'm siding. I don't know. The promo on Dynamite with the Will Ospreay was really good, but I'm still siding with my boy MJF right now,
Yeah, me too. Me too.
And that's the thing they're going to run in danger of if they do not completely do this heel turn.
Right.
And make MJF full on heel and turn the crowd completely against him. They're in danger of turning one of their biggest baby faces, Will Ospreay, like having the crowd turn against him. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think that would happen at Wembley. I think that he would be the overwhelming baby face at Wembley, but are we going to get to there? Well, time will tell.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's very close, those lines. Yeah.
I know a lot of people in AEW say, well, there's no defined baby faces and heels in AEW and whatever, but it's pro wrestling. There's clearly defined baby faces and heels in every match. It's just
they know who they want to be
right.
Like MJF, it's no secret what he's doing. Like
right,
you could tell he does things for a reason too, regardless of how you feel.
And it's not just corny, like whatever. He's trying to be full on true heel here, so you got to give him some props for that.
Yeah.
Next up, we're going to talk about. Listen, man. I know Combat Jones calls me Jestradamus here, but you made a little bit of a prediction a few weeks ago yourself that, this is some serious shit here. If don't look now, we're journalists, we're insiders, we're in the know, but Combat Jones brought up the absence of one of the backbones and one of the true pillars of AEW from its inception.
Right.
And we're talking none other than the little man, Marco Stunt. And Marco Stunt must have heard our podcast, and he returned on AEW Collision to challenge Jack Perry.
Yeah. To a big reaction, too. I didn't see that coming. Ooh, baby.
The reaction was bigger than he is.
Yeah. Shout out to the little guys out there. You already know what it is.
Yeah.
Came out to challenge a bitch ass scapegoat Jack Perry that he is.
Love how he like walks out and tries to look intimidating at the top of the stage, like
stupid goat mask. Marco Stunt, man, crazy him showing up like that. Yeah, out of nowhere. I was surprised, but I seen it coming. Yeah.
He popped out of a Pringles can and came to attack. What is Jack Perry exactly the scapegoat of?
CM Punk or getting in trouble or all in. I don't know.
Yeah, but it's funny
AEW.
because CM Punk got the bigger punishment, right? He got fired.
Yeah, so he's the scapegoat, right?
So he's the scapegoat. Like,
and they blamed
the whole
him.
Gimmick is dumb.
Yeah, it's kind of backwards.
They keep saying he's the scapegoat, and I'm like, of what? Like, you're still employed, and now you're a champion of that company. I don't know. I just was when I was watching the match on Collision, they kept calling him the scapegoat. I was just thinking, like, what is he the scapegoat of exactly?
Yeah, you heard it there. Jack Perry is a complete oxymoron.
Yeah, moron underlined.
Yeah. Idiot.
So they had this match on Collision. I mean, did anybody honestly think Marco Stunt is going to come back and defeat Jack Perry? I mean, it's.
Could you imagine?
Bro, we would have had a whole episode dedicated to Marco Stunt, and wow.
I would have tracked down the stripper too. Got the full story. I would have went full 60 minutes in depth on the whole thing.
He must have got acquitted.
Yeah.
So that's
he must have. So we retract our statements talking about Marco Stunt and whatever happened, because maybe it was a bunch of bullshit. Maybe it was all gossip. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe the stripper bit him. You know, we're big enough to admit when we're wrong here on Ringside Renaissance, and which we never are.
Yeah,
but,
even better.
Hey man,
yeah.
If Marco's clear of all accusations, man, all power to him. And I obviously think it's going to be a one-off. They're not going to have Marco Stunt be a. Is he going to be another member of Team AEW and Blood and Guts?
Ooh, that'd be a good addition, because I'm sure Jack Perry is in it. Yeah, and wow, it's going to be interesting. Fucking
what a wild card.
Yeah. Couldn't have seen any of this coming. Yeah. I wonder what the winners are going to get. Control of the company or the same bullshit, you know?
Yeah, nothing. Just like Anarchy in the Arena was. Tony Khan got completely decimated in the ring by the Elite. Beat up. He walked out. He wasn't taken out on a stretcher. He walked out. Shad Khan, his father, came out with his mustache twitching, like, very, very upset about the whole thing, and then nothing became of it. There's no repercussions whatsoever. And I know the storyline is that the EVPs have ironclad contracts, but come on.
He even wore the stupid neck brace for the NFL draft, and then nothing comes of it.
Lesser ratings became of it.
What if people watch that and they're like, oh my God, this guy's got a neck brace on because he got pile drived in his company, you know, and now I want to go watch it, and then they tune in and it's just like, am I watching the right thing here?
Nothing's happening.
Yeah. Whatever.
Hey, to each their own. So Marco Stunt returned, and it was short-lived. Jack Perry got the win, obviously. Retains the TNT title. All you Jack Perry fans, rest assured, he is still TNT champion.
Yeah, wonder if Marco Stunt's going to be all elite now. Probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah.
That'd be funny, like the signings this year. Okada, Will Ospreay, Mercedes Moné, Marco Stunt.
You think old Jack Perry pulled a favor and called him in for Tony Khan? He's like, I want to face my old buddy, and it'll be a good throwback, and throw him a bone.
Maybe, because I heard that was supposed to be like, I don't know.
Or they have a bad split.
No, I don't think so. But I think that originally when AEW started, it was supposed to be Jack Perry and Marco Stunt as a tag team, and Marco got hurt, so then that's when they brought Luchasaurus in. But
okay.
That's what I heard. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, the legitimacy of that or whatever. So it's, you know, it's a throwback. It was kind of interesting to have that kind of Shawn Michaels, Marty Jannetty kind of thing, but did not have the volume of Marty Jannetty and Shawn Michaels.
Dollar General version for sure.
Yeah. 89 cents with Marco Stunt. So then the last thing of note from Collision was the Owen Hart semifinals match, Hangman Adam Page versus Jay White.
Yeah, Switchblade. Yeah,
Jay White, and he needs to stick to the trios division because he couldn't get it done against the Hangman.
Yeah. Hangman is back with his new personality, dark personality, I guess. And he's just more stoic and doesn't talk as much and looks a little more psychotic, I guess, which is cool. You know, good to come back acting a little different and have a somewhat of a not new gimmick, but bipolar personality.
Yeah.
Being pissed off and yeah.
It seems like his mission's to go after Swerve Strickland. Like he hasn't stated that yet, but
yeah, we kind of know where it's going.
Yeah, pretty much, because he said he wanted to win the Owen Hart tournament to face Swerve at Allin, and you know that was his kind of that's his goal and his mission, you know. And spoiler alert, mission failed, but
and of course he had originally turned down the EVPs and their offer to join their team for Blood and Guts, but as we will see later on, more predictions rang true for us. You can't swerve us.
Yeah, I like how Hangman's hitting people with the crazy eyes.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
So that was that. Obviously, Hangman Adam Page defeated Jay White and was an okay match. I watched it. It was all right. It wasn't nothing too special. You know, obviously it advances the tournament and stuff. And enough of our spoilers. We will advance to AEW Dynamite. It's Wednesday. You know what that means.
AEW Dynamite.
Coming live from Calgary, Alberta, Canada.
The best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Yeah. Shout out
of the infamous Hart Dungeon.
Yes. Shout out to the Hart family. That's what's up.
Yes. Yep. So started out, I mean, Calgary started out, the crowd was they were pretty wild. You know, they did a lot of cheap pops for the crowd and stuff. Calgary crowds, Canada crowds are usually fairly good. They started out this week's AEW Dynamite with Will Ospreay coming out to the ring.
Ospreay. Whatever his thing is. I don't want to do hand signs here. Oh, there you go. Okay.
Right.
I'm gonna be careful. Yeah.
Pig
I'm just joking. Back the fuck up. Yeah.
Will Ospreay came out to the ring, and I love how people in wrestling have to have like a chant in their music to try to get the crowd to chant with it. But it's kind of funny. He came out to the ring and he cut a rebuttal to MJF's Collision promo. And I thought this was really good. I thought this was okay. There was a couple parts in it that were kind of a little bit too much, but
right. And this is my thing. Well, going back to the MJF promo and Collision, MJF played Will Ospreay's music. Well, we heard Ospreay's music, and MJF acted like a little shook for a second, and then he snapped back in. He's like, "No, I played that shit. Got y'all, motherfuckers." But we got it this time. Will Ospreay comes out, and I love watching him in the ring. Like when he's wrestling, I freaking love him. He's great, but honestly, when he opens his mouth, he just annoys the fuck out of me. Just pisses me off. And like, shout out to all the British people out there and all that hitting the turnbuckle. Adam, you already know what it is, but Will Ospreay's got that like low, deep British accent, and he almost sounds like freaking constipated when he talks, and it just annoys the fuck out of me. Like,
you don't like it, bruv.
Yeah. I don't know.
But I liked what he had to say in a lot of this. You know, not that I fully agree with what he was saying. I liked like the passion that he put into it. That, you know, like this. I'm what AEW is supposed to be and what it's supposed to stand for, and you just take the cheap way out. And like he said, he was burying his grandma on Saturday when MJF played the music, and that's why he wasn't there. But he's here tonight, and he's looking for a fight. And you know, I kind of got behind it. I didn't like the whole ADD, ADHD, that whole thing. I see they're trying to get people to identify with their problems as well, but
so we got to bring up every freaking thing now, like I mean,
there's people that seriously struggle to get through every single day with certain things, and you're a champion of a fucking multi-billion-dollar, million-dollar company, you know. So I mean,
right. You're
it's hard
doing
to identify.
you're
But
doing yeah.
yeah, so
But yeah, no, he did a good job doing what he's supposed to do, be the good guy, right? And get people on his side and win them over. But I mean, the things he was saying like about MJF, which was true about him, called him insecure, pretty much an insecure little bitch. But and the things he was saying about MJF, I'm like thinking about 8 Mile almost in a way, like with all these guys bringing up stuff to Eminem in the battle on stage, and Eminem has already told him like, you already know all this about me. I already told you all of this. Like, tell them something about me that they don't already know. That's the thing that annoyed me a little bit about it, is like, we already know all this about MJF. Like, tell us something new.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
And it was another thing, like, so he did his promo.
Yeah.
He did the thing where MJF's music played, and he kind of laughed and said he did the same thing that MJF did on Collision, playing his music. And I'm like, man, these guys are really in cahoots with the sound guy.
Yeah, they know just how to time it. Yeah.
Yeah. And this is what I'm going to say I did not like about this.
Nope.
I did not like MJF's pre-tape.
You didn't like it?
At all.
No?
At all.
Okay.
At all.
I thought it was okay. Will Ospreay was like, he said he had more talent in his left nut than MJF, and I don't know. Maybe he's more athletic. I'll give him that with like the flippity stuff, but on the mic, nah.
No.
No, not at all.
I agree. I agree with that.
Not yet, at least. You ain't there yet. You ain't proved that yet. Will Ospreay spoke. MJF came in on the Titantron, the screen. We won't give him that much credit, but it was a pre-taped thing, I guess. It seemed live. Who knows? From an undisclosed location, probably Long Island. I'm not too sure. And MJF had on his new black and purple Burberry scarf, like you brought up. Looks like he just joined the Judgment Day. So all rise for the devil. Rise. Yeah. Called Will Ospreay the flavor of the month and said that he's the flavor of the millennia.
Mm-hmm.
Told him he's going to expose him.
This is what I didn't like about it, was that it was clearly like a pre-tape kind of thing he did. And like the whole thing when he was like, hey, Will, up here. Yeah. Up here. Oh. I'm like, this is fucking corny, bro.
Yeah.
This is fucking corny, man.
We've heard it before. Yeah.
He sips the wine. Oh, good year. Good. Like, it's like, come on, man.
He's trying to act like everybody forgot about everything already.
Right.
You gotta slowly turn back into it a little bit.
Yeah, and it's like I said, like it almost seems like it's a little bit forced. You know what I mean? And it's like
a little scripted too.
Yeah, you know what they could have did? They could have had Ospreay. My opinion, they could have had Ospreay do this whole thing, and then later on be like, "Oh, we got a video package in from MJF responding to Will Ospreay." Then just played that, and like, it was almost like he was trying to like talk to Will Ospreay, but obviously they can't talk to each other because it's a pre-tape. So it just seemed a little bit.
Yeah, it wasn't like a live call-in. They should have did like a live Skype call-in through AEW television. Yeah, or Riverside.
Yeah. And then like Ospreay said something about MJF isn't here tonight, and then MJF's like, oh, do you want me in a match tonight? No, I'm not going to. Like, we knew you weren't there.
No. Yeah. He said, you won't be wrestling for stars like you usually are. I'll be punching you in the face until you see them.
Yeah. Corny.
Yeah, that was like a little scripted. Like, I got what he was saying, but it just didn't like hit all the way.
Right. It was, if he could have just said, we're not going to be wrestling for stars, like, just leave it at that. Like,
called Dave Meltzer a bitch too or something. Like go fucking in. Like, go in on it. Fuck it. Even though he's probably gotten some of those high ratings too. But
yeah, they don't want to hurt Uncle Dave's feelings. So
Will Ospreay called him a bitch at the end.
They love that word in AEW.
Like you're responding back to a video that was like already pre-taped. That's not even really responding to what you said. Like, unless you already told him what you were going to say before that.
Exactly. It just, it doesn't make sense. Like, how did MJF know that Will Ospreay is going to come to the ring and challenge him to a fight and then pre-tape it? Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, it just seemed dumb to me.
But we'll play into it, I guess. Jeez.
Yeah. Suspend disbelief. Oh, that was great. It was a great back and forth. I mean, it was exciting. Good storytelling.
Technology.
So then they announced that for the 200 Dynamite next week, they're going to have Will Ospreay versus MJF for the international title. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's not really gonna go, or it's gonna be
Daniel
like,
Garcia is going to interfere.
yeah, disqualification or something, right? Like, how are we gonna get them before Allin if that's what it's gonna be? Yeah.
I think they have to push that a little bit further. Next up, we had the Owen Hart Cup final for the men's. Bryan Danielson versus Adam Page. You're laughing. What'd you think? Oh, with the special enforcer, Jeff Jarrett. What'd you think about this one?
Oh yeah, Jeff Jarrett's just like chilling on the entrance ramp. Hangman comes out and just spits on him. Spits at him. Fucking poor Jeff Jarrett. Some of it just didn't make sense to me with the whole thing because we'll get to it later. He already had stuff planned. Apparently great with predictions too and knowing where things are gonna go. So I'll give that to Jeff Jarrett. Hangman really hates Jeff Jarrett. Huh?
Yeah, I mean they're both outlaws, you know.
I think Hangman is jealous of Jeff Jarrett's hit song that he didn't even sing in the 90s. Yeah.
He can't wait to be home with his baby tonight.
Yeah. Gotta wrap around my finger like
yeah, so good.
Yeah. Woo.
There's dumb shit about this. Like at one point they got it to the outside of the ring. They were fighting on the outside of the ring and Bryan Danielson got slammed and they were selling that neck injury still. And Excalibur had to deeply explain why there's mats on the outside of the ring. They're a thin mat. They're to protect them from the cement, but they're very thin. They're very thin. So, if they don't do anything, what the fuck's the point of having them? And these guys slam each other on broken glass and set each other on fire and stuff. Like, why are they worried about a little bit of cement? Shit like that. While trying to explain one thing buries another thing. And then Hangman Page slapped Jeff Jarrett at one point. They were like, oh, that's not Owen Hart etiquette. Owen Hart wouldn't stand for something like that. And I'm watching it thinking Owen Hart was a heel most of his career.
Yeah, he wanted people to kiss his ass.
Yeah, he did. He did heel shit. You know what I mean? That's Owen Hart etiquette. I mean, I obviously as a person, okay, people say nothing but great things about him, but the character, Owen Hart's character, it was a little bit funny. Bryan Danielson was bleeding like a sieve. And,
yeah. Fucking poor Bryan Danielson, man. For his last year, they got him working and jobbing out. I'll tell you what, he's earning every dollar.
They continued to sell his neck injury and stuff, and it was back and forth. And I'm getting bored of Bryan Danielson matches. One thing I can't stand in wrestling, all promotions, all wrestlers, I don't care, is the back and forth. Oh, I'm going to punch you, then I'm going to kick you. And they stand there and wait to take it back and forth.
And I hate when they lean in with it too much too.
Yeah.
It's just come on. Just don't do it then.
They're just standing across from the ring. If I was standing waiting for someone to punch me, I would just fucking wrap them in a headlock or something. Why am I standing there waiting for this guy to punch me back? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. And the tombstone pile driver from Hangman to Bryan Danielson for a 2 count. So disrespectful to the Undertaker and all. Come on.
Yeah. And there was another tombstone later in the night too. It was just constant. I don't know. Okay, so then the referee took a bump. He got knocked out of the ring. Then Hangman wrapped a belt around Bryan Danielson's neck and started choking him out. And my immediate thought was, is that Jeff Jarrett was the enforcer. The enforcer is an outside referee. The referee was knocked out. Jeff Jarrett clearly saw Hangman choking Bryan Danielson with a belt because he took the belt off Bryan Danielson's neck.
Right.
Shouldn't have that been a disqualification? Bryan Danielson wins right there. I did not get that at all.
And Jeff Jarrett has the fucking referee fucking shirt on underneath the other one.
Yep.
Why don't he just wear that to begin with or not? I don't know.
The big reveal.
Yeah.
It was me, Hangman. It was me the whole time.
Fucking Jeff Jarrett is popping too, Superman and that shit, man.
Got a barrel chest, bro.
Yeah. Fucking A.
Yeah, bro. He's still doing it in his age, bro. He looks better. He has better physique than half the young wrestlers on the roster. Apparently, Outlaws still do squats and bench presses.
Outlaws do outlaw shit. Yeah. Fucking Hangman.
The only thing I really liked about this match was the finish, because I was convinced in my head that Hangman was going to win this.
Me too. Absolutely. Yeah.
So the fact that Bryan Danielson won it kind of swerved me a little bit, and I got excited because there was a lot of like near falls, and I'm like, okay, this is it. Okay, this is it.
Yeah.
And then Bryan Danielson got the win. That surprised me, swerved me a little bit. I appreciated that. Bryan Danielson wins the Owen Hart Cup. He gets the belt that is never going to be seen again, and he goes on to Allin to face Swerve Strickland at Wembley Stadium. So
yeah, which is quite the swerve for me, and I don't quite understand that, but I guess they have some history we would hear from Swerve talking about. Yeah, it's interesting with these. Everybody thought it was going to be Swerve and Hangman, right?
Yep. But that played into the story later.
It did, but how do you feel about that main event though? All in with like Swerve and Bryan Danielson.
I think that they could put on if it's not a full on new wave Bryan Danielson match, I think they could put on a better match for the crowd than Hangman and Swerve could.
Okay, yeah. I mean, they're both great wrestlers, especially Bryan Danielson. Like, you can't take that from them. They'll put on a banger. It's just they said that's the main event,
right?
And I wasn't. Right. I just wasn't expecting that. I was more expecting to see like Ospreay or something in the main event or whatever. Who knows? I mean, shit is subject to change too, right? Do you think that'll actually end up being the main event? Still?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think that's because Bryan Danielson missed All In last year because he had a broken arm, and then
true. Okay, all right.
This is his last year of being a full-time wrestler, which means he still plans on wrestling after this year. So whatever. But I think that Tony kind of wants to give him that big send-off in a big arena with a big crowd, and I don't necessarily think he would win. But I think to have that kind of a big time match in his final year would kind of just be like the icing on the cake in his career. So,
and
I don't see Bryan Danielson ever holding a title in AEW. I don't think that's what he wants.
Yeah.
So,
and it's a bigger win for Swerve too against Bryan Danielson than it is for Hangman Page, because he's already fucking whipped his ass and strung him up fucking 10 times at this point too, right? So,
right.
Yeah, that's true. That makes a lot of sense actually. Yeah.
Yeah. Then we had Owen Hart's wife come out to the ring and present him with it, which was a nice little touch to it. And then we hear Swerve Strickland's music come on, and Swerve's coming out to the ring. So I'm like, oh, Swerve's going to confront Bryan Danielson. And I didn't want to interrupt you, buddy.
Oh, but I was getting it.
I saw you getting it.
So
I didn't want to go get if you got. So anyway,
I don't ever get got. Yeah,
I go get.
I go.
So, so Swerve's music hit, and they started coming to the ring. So I thought he was going to come confront Bryan Danielson. They went to a commercial break. They came back, and Swerve was just by himself in the ring.
Yeah, they kind of locked eyes for a second, leading Bryan Danielson, and then commercial and nothing.
Yeah, and they came back, and this is Swerve's first time back since Forbidden Door. And he comes in and cuts a 5-minute promo, and
wearing that mink. How about that mink, huh? And them sunglasses. Yeah. Woo!
That was a mink, yeah.
Oh, that was a mink. Yeah, that was quite the fucking coat he had on. God damn.
Okay. Yeah. I've never seen a mink before.
Yeah.
So
I got a mink. Nice coat. Maybe I'll wear it sometime. I got a black mink. A throwback to Manhattan. Yeah. It's old as fuck.
Is it?
Oh yeah. Don't let me show up in that shit. It ain't pink. But it's a mink.
Mink.
Yeah.
He says, "Don't let me show up in that shit."
Pretty sure it's like my grandmother's or something, but it's bussin'. I'll tell you that.
I don't know what that means, but I'll take your word for it. So Swerve just kind of puts over Bryan Danielson in the match coming up, but still kind of putting himself over. And okay for what it was. I want to see more than 5 minutes of the world champion on my TV every week. But
yeah, and he said he's the best in the world now. Finally, that he defeated, Will Ospreay, which said he was the best in the world. So now at least he is. Not when he, won the AEW championship. Now he's the best in the world.
Yeah. He went into Forbidden Door as the champion, but didn't consider himself best in the world. So
I guess Will Ospreay's not the best in the world anymore. He's not
the
GOAT anymore.
Dave that.
Yeah.
Don't tell Dave Meltzer that.
Well, he ain't wrestling for stars anymore.
Yeah. So Swerve kind of just put over the match and just kind of came out, made his appearance,
declared for blood and guts.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry, you're right.
Yeah.
So he
Yeah.
declared as another member of Team AEW and Blood and Guts. So that's our second member, I guess. And it's not like these guys are all coming together as like a unit to defeat the Dastardly Elite. They're all just individually declaring themselves for Blood and Guts, like, which is really
It's AEW Invasion. Yeah.
it's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
But whatever. So next up, we had the
Oh God.
no, you didn't like this.
What? Chris Jericho?
Chris Jericho
Yeah.
and Samoa Joe
Hey,
in the
guys.
Stampede
Hey,
Street
guys.
fight.
Well, I like the end. Well, not really. I thought it was completely fucking stupid. Oh man, no. I mean, Samoa Joe was good, but once they got out to the outside and the whole forklift thing, like,
Yeah, I don't have much to say about this. I mean, they use plastic horseshoes.
yeah,
I don't know. I do not like anything Chris Jericho's doing right now.
it's funny.
And then they
No, I thought it was funny. Like, it was hilarious, and it's good to see Chris get beat up. And Samoa, I love Samoa Joe. Like,
yeah, but like they fight to the back, and then they're conveniently right next to a room that Big Bill's waiting with a steel chair.
right.
And then here
He
comes
just
Brian
pops out.
Keith just running from the fucking audio truck or something. Like, I don't know.
He just ran from like some random fucking alley aisle in the fucking arena and just comes out. And yeah.
Yeah,
Real
and they're
random.
like, Samoa Joe has no friends. Hook got a fireball last week, and Shibata bread got fucking split open.
Yeah.
And like, but aren't Private Party feuding with the Learning Tree right now too? Like, whatever happened to that? So like,
Hey, yeah. We need them shots. 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 Shots.
I missed one, but yes, the whole thing. They started this story like it was gonna be a big feud with the Private Party. Now there's nothing there. I don't know. I'm not gonna dwell on it. I didn't like it. The match ended. I mean,
They put fucking Samoa Joe on the fucking pallet on the forklift, and Chris Jericho ran through the half-inch wall,
the
sheetrock
wall
wall.
they made just for that spot. Like, it was made with like 1x2s and sheetrock.
So stupid. And thank
you
God.
You tell me in an arena like that where the Toronto Raptors, the Calgary Flames play in that arena.
Yeah.
That they have a half-ass bitch wall like that built somewhere. Like, come on.
And thank God fucking Colt Cabana, who shares a bank account with his mother, is there.
No longer.
Oh yeah, allegedly. Yeah. Well, allegedly. Colt Cabana shows up afterwards to fucking, try to talk some sense into Chris Jericho. And yeah. Well, at least Colt Cabana got his job back and CM Punk's gone, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I think that was a little bit of a rib. But anyway.
Yeah, no shit.
I'm just, I did not like any of this. I do not like anything Chris Jericho's doing. Let us know in the comments if you do like anything Chris Jericho's doing, because I will have to respectfully say you're wrong, because this is fucking terrible.
And they're putting Samoa Joe in the ambulance on the stretcher, and the AEW fucking guys got to tell the EMTs how to load the stretcher into the ambulance. Yeah.
It's fucking dumb.
Chris Jericho's there. Bye, Joe.
Bye, guys.
Bye, Joe. Yeah. Shout out to Ben Bishop from World of Hurt Wrestling. I saw him wrestle there a couple times over in Vermont. He will be facing Big Bill on Rampage. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Shout out Ben Bishop, man.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
Yeah.
Next, we had a 4-way. I didn't even know what this was for until they won for the number one contendership of the international title. We had Pac, Kyle Fletcher, Claudio Castagnoli, and I just know Ishii. I'm not even going to try his first name.
Yeah.
It's just, I have nothing of note here. Pac wins.
Yeah, Pac wins. That was cool. He got over at the end. Got his time. I'll say that.
I like how Claudio Castagnoli and had a sharpshooter on Kyle Fletcher, and then Pac put the brutalizer on him, and Kyle Fletcher was in that for 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And didn't tap out. But at the end of the match, he was in the brutalizer for 3 seconds and taps out. Another tombstone pile driver in this match.
I don't know why.
I just don't get it
I'm
at
confused.
this point. But
yeah.
It is what it is. Pac wins. He's the number one contender for the international title, and he cut a really impassioned speech about wanting to be at Wembley this year.
We still haven't seen a hard shot of the camera angle to show the crowd, but
not touching that one.
Hey, we'll get that in another episode.
The crowd that was there was
they were good. They were loud.
They were hyped.
Yeah, Calgary was good. I'll give them that.
And all of the AEW fans that are like contesting this and saying like that's not true or that's bullshit or whatever. Besides pay-per-views, there's no AEW fans that take a picture of the hard cam side to be like, hey, look, everybody's wrong. Like, this is full. Like,
yeah.
You don't ever see that on the internet.
And the ones that they post of like WWE most of the time, it's like before the show starts, or they'll rope off like one part, but it's not like they can't show the crowd, or it's like ever quiet. Whatever.
Just saying.
It's
not
still
judging.
good, though.
We're just
Yeah.
saying. We're just calling it like it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
So. Then we had Hangman backstage, and he goes to the locker room. And thank God this was the only part of the Elite that we saw this week. I think
true.
that's probably going to help them in the long run ratings wise. But
Yeah.
Hangman was looking for the Elite's locker room, and him and Okada had a very sexually charged stare down.
Oh, yeah.
And
they were thinking who's going to be the bitch.
Oh, he took my line.
Oh, yeah.
I had it loaded up. I had it ready to go.
What do you want, bitch?
Yeah.
You call me a bitch.
So who's the bitch now?
Yeah.
So then the EVPs came out and said, Okada, it's okay. Stand down.
Stand down, Okada.
And this played into he lost, so he doesn't get to face Hangman lost, so he doesn't get to face Swerve at All In. And then he heard Swerve declare for blood and guts, so that's why Hangman decides to team with the Elite because he just wants a piece of Swerve's ass. Pause.
Yeah.
And he realizes that's where he can't just go confront him in backstage and beat him up. Oh no, they gotta,
Yeah.
He's got to fight him in a ring. So,
like we didn't see that coming. Nah, come on. Yeah.
They swerved you. Then we had Mercedes Monet. Boy, she's got to come up with an easier name for me to say.
Monet.
Mercedes Monet.
Yeah.
Had her toast celebration.
Yeah, she sure did.
Dumb.
Yeah.
Dumb. She had extra security around the ring because she was afraid of Britt Baker, who didn't do anything last week when they were in the ring against each other. Like, and Britt Baker was so she did this, I don't know, dumb little promo, poured a shot.
Shots.
And
it was rough.
She was about to take it, and then Britt Baker's music played, and she's so enraged that she has to beat up security to get to Mercedes Monet, which I have no clue why.
Yeah, Mercedes got extra security from Matt and Nick Jackson, the EVPs.
For no reason, really? I don't know.
Yeah.
So they're obviously setting this up for All In.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hopefully Britt Baker gets a big win there. I don't see her doing that, but...
Yeah.
I have no interest in this whatsoever.
Nah, it wasn't much. Britt didn't really do much. Mercedes talked a bunch of shit again,
So finally, okay, so before the main event, we had a little backstage thing where we saw Brandon Cutler painted up and beat up on the floor, which I'm sure a lot of people cared about that.
Right.
And they zoomed out and they showed Darby Allin, who had beat up Brandon Cutler apparently, and
about time.
He said, "You ain't seen nothing yet. I'm coming at Dynamite 250." He told Jack Perry he was going to be there. Which does anybody else see anything other than Darby Allin's going to be in the Blood and Guts match?
Right. Going back to the beginning of the episode, I was thinking at the time, I was like, damn, where's Darby Allin at? He's probably got to be back before All In or maybe Blood and Guts, and then bam, we got him.
We got him. He's coming.
Yeah.
Darby Allin, like a big match like that where someone's clearly going to get hurt, like obviously he's going to be a part of it.
Right. So at least Darby Allin's back. We love Darby Allin.
Yeah. Shout out Darby Allin. And as far as Team AEW is right now, even though there's no chemistry, there's Darby Allin, Mark Briscoe, and Swerve Strickland. So they're building up a team that I can at least say I want to cheer for. So
who else are we going to get? The Acclaimed?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, makes sense.
Because Swerve and Hangman's got their shit. Mark Briscoe just is there just to fight, I guess, Okada, we'll say. And then Darby Allin because of his beef with Jack Perry. And then the Acclaimed which the Acclaimed won a title shot against the Bucks, and then we don't hear anything about that again.
Well, we got their rap video too, which
I didn't want to talk about that. But
was I think the bars we were spitting earlier was better. Yeah, I'll leave it at that.
So, missed the mark with that one.
Yeah.
So
that was finally flat. That one fell flat. You played yourself.
So finally, we had the main event. the women's Owen Hart final, we had Mariah May and Willow Nightingale.
I didn't think it was like too bad of a match. I didn't like the finish, but I like the outcome. Like I do, like I've said, I like Mariah May. Like I think she's good in the ring. I think her character's good, and they've had like a decent story going on with her and Tony Storm and Mina Shirakawa too, which we didn't, see any of. But man, what a finish though, huh?
Yeah, and I really appreciated both of them wearing like ring attires
Right.
that was like paying tribute to Owen Hart.
True.
The Danger Willow Nightingale was wearing, and then the pink and black that Mariah May was wearing. I thought that was a really cool touch. Yeah, it wasn't a bad match. I like Willow Nightingale. I think Willow Nightingale's good. Her promos kind of miss me a little bit sometimes, but I think she's good in the ring, and she's a good wrestler that people want to get behind.
Mm-hmm.
Mariah May showing some promise. There wasn't anything in the match that I was like, oh, this stinks. I think this was my match of the night. And like you said, the finish was a little flat for me, but
just a quick roll up on her. Yeah. But, it is what it is.
The really big part about this was the post match.
Oh, yeah. And it was fucking crazy.
Take it away, Combat Jones.
It was like a horror movie. And we all know Tony Storm is, an actress. And it's all cinema for her. It's all a big movie. So what better ending to have for her to present her best friend and lover, Mariah May, with the Owen Hart Invitational belt that we'll never see again. And to get turned on and get swerved and get completely betrayed and belittled by Mariah May, which turns heel, literally, and turns Tony Storm into a complete bloody mess, like a scene out of Carrie. She's just bleeding profusely, like a gory horror movie. And Luther even comes in and tries to get to save, and Mariah May totally obliterates him, and he happens to, just fall off the ramp onto a perfectly placed table, looking for his third eye again. I'm not sure if he found it. Yeah. But man, Tony Storm was bleeding. It looked good too. It was like a movie. It was all that she planned for and wanted for her big money shot. And that's what it was. Yeah.
Your reviews are fucking phenomenal. When you get into it, man, and detail that shit, man, I just step back and let you do your thing.
Thank you.
Mariah May surprised me. I didn't think that this was something that was going to happen.
No,
and,
no, not like that.
She did a title that took the title and bashed Tony Storm over the head with it. Got some good juice
with
like
the heel too.
And,
Really got her with the heel.
She started hitting her with the heel and holding her face and screaming, and it just was
wiping her blood all over, Tony's blood all on her face, and oof.
Yeah, that sets up the match at Wembley. Now we got I thought they were going to let it drag a little bit before the turn, but
Tony she was gushing wet with blood.
Nice pause there. Yeah, and so our winners for the Owen Hart tournament are Bryan Danielson and Mariah May, and Mariah May made an impact here, and
good way to set up the match too, with Tony Storm at Allin.
Yeah, because I was wondering how they were going to do the turn, or if it was going to be like a gentlewoman's match, and they both like each other at Allin. I wasn't exactly sure, but yeah, I think that that's going to be a great match at Allin, and maybe Mariah May captures her first title, and that sets up the return for one Jamie Hayter at Allin.
Yeah, that'll be good. I like that. Yeah, because everybody's wondering where Jamie Hayter is. IWC wants to know. Ringside wants to know. Where's Jamie Hayter? The beloved
Jamie Hayter, hit us up and let us know where you're at.
Yeah, where you at? When you coming?
Where are you?
Yeah. Allin, baby. Let's go. Yeah, it'll be freaking Tony Storm versus Tony Storm, right? But yeah, it should be good. I'm looking forward to it. I like it. It's a good storyline going right now. Somewhat, they've drawn it out at least, for this long-term storytelling with Tony Storm and Mariah May, or at least they've tried.
Yeah, it's a little surprising that was the main event, but the way they ended it was kind of interesting. So we'll see what they do moving forward.
Yes, and that's what ended AEW Dynamite. Tony Storm's bloody face and Mariah May standing there. So, what a shot.
Next week we have AEW Dynamite's 200
Yeah, so it should be big things coming.
Everything will be big in it except for the ratings.
Yeah. It'll be a big review for us coming.
About the same.
Yeah, probably the same. But hopefully it's good. We'll see if they go all out or not all in, but not all out, but somewhere in between.
Yeah, they got a couple matches lined up next week already. They got MJF and Will Ospreay for the international title, and they have Swerve Strickland against Okada. So
maybe we'll get some more Darby Allin too.
Yeah, Darby Allin attacking Jack Perry. Let's see it. I'm here for it. Let's go.
Yeah, so it should be a good episode. So looking forward to that. So that was the RRW Weekly review for AEW. Yeah. And let us know what y'all thought about that episode and this episode. Like, share, subscribe, all that. Comment. Shout out.
Be a friend.
Yeah.
Tell a friend about us.
Yeah. Tell your friends. Tell your friends. However it goes. I forget. Shout out to the Brooklyn Power Trip. Yeah. Monty.
Yeah.
And RJ. Yeah. Thanks for all the love.
Yes, we appreciate it, man. We appreciate the support from everybody in the IWC that does support us, and keep doing what you're doing. I've been enjoying watching other people's content and listening to other people's content and stuff, and kind of growing with everybody. And it's all love here, man. Except for you know who you are, the few people that we don't appreciate what they're doing, but
haters.
We just try to spread positivity in our little corner of the internet, you know.
Yeah. Shout out hitting the turnbuckle. Shout out Mikey. Y'all already know. Yeah.
Artificial Intelligence Wrestling. Shout out guys over there, Kronos and Zeus. How you doing?
Yeah. What's up? All right, and that's Pretty Deadly Jesse. Yeah. And I'm Andrew Combat Jones. Yeah. And you've been listening to the Ringside Renaissance Wrestling Podcast. Peace.